this is great. So now we know like we want these influential sites linking to us, and we want to build rich content. And it's going to come time for us to try to figure out, which keywords are important to our business. And this tells us, what kind of content we should be writing about. When we start talking about advertising, keywords are very important in terms of knowing, where to invest some money and where to kind of steer clear. So there's this sort of new way of thinking about which keywords are the highest value to invest in. And it has to do with this graph here. So what we can see is that very rich keywords, like very important keywords that are highly competitive and highly sought after, they account for a little less than 20% of total searches. So here's an example of a very competitive keyword. At Yahoo, one of our top search terms was car donation. So can anyone guess why car donation might be like a really hot search term? So,
are you looking for like a tax break?
You're looking for a tax break.
Yeah.
Right. So you're looking for a tax break. B, there's high intent. Like you're not going to just search for car donation without really having a car on hand that you're ready to let go of. You want to get it done fast, and you're just going to Google for it. Who will take my car and give me a tax break? The third factor here is whoever gets that conversion, whoever gets the click and you see their address and you drive your car there, you're going to leave a car with them, right? So we were seeing even like nonprofits were competing for that search keyword at like $70 a click, something like that, which would be maybe a couple $100 per conversion. Like they were willing to pay that much because what they're getting is, for every conversion, a car that on average is worth $1,200, right? So that's a really competitive keyword that people are edging each other out on. Other competitive ones are like credit card, mortgage, diamond. Diamond is a really like hot keyword. Like debt consolidation is a really hot keyword. Anytime you have sort of a commodity business where there's a lot of profit to be made by any player in the space, like that, you want to stay away from that because they're all trying to edge each other out and they're just throwing tons of cash down to pay high dollars for those clicks. So moving down this graph to the right, we've got the chunky middle, and that's where we start to put a little bit more intent into what people are searching for and what people are talking about. Moving farther to the right, we get high intent. And so in terms of like tying it back to front-end masters, this would be the difference between investing in ads that target like learn JavaScript or just the word JavaScript versus like an SEO metadata video course. If you're searching for SEO metadata video course, front-end masters has something relevant that they can offer, and they're looking for a video course, and that is what front-end masters sells. And metadata is one of the topics that we're covering. It's so high intent, and there's a lot less competition over that, right? All of the React.js courses will fall away, and you have a much smaller haystack, and they have a giant needle sitting right on top of it. Yes.
Yeah, just another follow-up comment to that. I mean, a lot of our stuff is like very, very specific courses. So when people search those specific terms, like that is how we get like the majority of our customers actually. I mean, over 30% of our new customers come in through search.
Yep.
It's a really, really big deal.
I'm not surprised.
The high intent keywords.
High intent keywords, and by the way, you'll notice, so that long tail, that is thick, like all the way out the window, across the to the next building here. So that accounts for 70% of all searches. These high intent multi-word phrases that are very targeted towards the products you have to offer. And these could be like, if you're selling shoes, you might say, men's size 12 Adidas something. And yeah, you'd have to generate a lot of permutations of these things to like build 1,000 keywords that you can then target, but fewer people are fighting over those. And so you end up paying less, you end up getting more conversions like front-end masters is seeing. So, and when someone's high intent, they're inherently more likely to convert, right? If someone's just looking, they heard the word JavaScript, that like your grandmother heard you talking about JavaScript, and they type the word and they're like, what's this thing? that's not a front end master's customer. So you filter out all of those general knowledge searchers and get people that they know what they want. These two apps here, SEMrush and Word Tracker, they are great for starting with some general keywords and figuring out some great high opportunity phrases that you can use not only in the content that you write, but in your advertising strategy, right? And so this would help you understand what are the words that are relevant to my business that few people are fighting over, and that's where the ROI for that is very high.